You're listening to the AFTERBUZZ TV Network, now the largest new media platform on the web, and your #1 source for after-show entertainment.
Very good, Keith Johnson.
From the AFTERBUZZ Studios in Los Angeles, California, presented by Maria Menounos and Bing.com, and streaming live thanks to Akamai Technologies, this is AFTERBUZZ TV's Bar Rescue After Show. We'll break down tonight's episode and get you all the latest news and gossip. If you'd like to buzz in on tonight's show, you can buzz us at 424-256-1729. That's 424-256-1729. And now, another post-game wrap-up show for your favorite TV show. It's AFTERBUZZ TV's Bar Rescue After Show.
Uh-oh.
That's the pizza.
I like it. Oh. Oh.
What do you do with a drunken sailor? What do you do with a drunken sailor? What do you do with a drunken sailor early in the morning? Way hey, lips rises, way hey, lips rises, way.
Hey, everybody. Bing is for doing it, and we are doing it here tonight at AFTERBUZZ TV with Bar Rescue. We're at Season 2, first episode, the most controversial episode yet in the history of one season of Bar Rescue. I'm Kimlai, your host, and I want to go ahead and introduce my other fabulous co-host here this evening. We'll go ahead and start to my left.
Keven Undergaro here.
Dorinda Barker.
And I'm Phil Pallen.
Our social media expert. Okay, so this is, we do have some surprises in this episode coming up for you. We have an exclusive interview with Tracey, the bar owner of Pitatz Taven, and she will be calling in towards the end of our show for our special segment. I think I was a little blown away. So I think we go ahead and get into this, and we talk about the bar.
Where do you I mean,
Right,
by the way, great episode, right?
We're
Great episode.
There's so much going on here.
mm-hmm.
Unbelievable. But I do want to talk about, how Jon always goes and has someone do reconnaissance for him.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And he had his wife, Nicole, go in, and they knew her.
Yeah, I thought
So
it
they
was
had to have
obvious.
yeah.
Of course they're going to know her.
You thought it was right because she's not a pirate, and you
Yes.
can tell, right?
She completely stood out. She was dressed she was too clean going into that bar, that they knew she was someone.
Okay.
I mean, but what I liked was how hard they were trying
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
to
yes.
please her. That was really funny.
And they failed. They failed
Because it
miserably.
was so unreal.
Yeah. But, a part of me thought, too, that, there was nobody else in the bar because so many people come in and then they leave because they're turned off. She stayed.
Yes.
So a part of me also felt that they were, oh my God, this is our one person. So they're all, who else are they going to talk to? There's no other customers. So they each make it a point to go talk to her.
That is true, too. But it was just a little bit, to me, too much where I felt like they knew her because they probably had saw the show before because they
Right,
did
of
call,
course. Of course.
got in touch with them. But I did like how they brought an old, not an old person, it makes it sound, but someone from
Season one.
Season one,
Mhm.
the owner of the Bone, which was originally the chicken bone.
Right.
And that's a great episode too. But
And he was very difficult too. He was pig-headed, and it was really hard to be reached. It was interesting that they got him, but he at least he said he appreciated what Jon had done for him.
Oh yeah, and for them to come back and to help them must means he really appreciated him.
And their pirate costume.
I think, you guys, even though people are calling him because the bar is struggling and they are looking for a strategy to bring in more money, it's like when he goes in and approaches them the way he does, especially in this season, even though it's only been 2 episodes, I think it would be a little hard at first to hear because this is your livelihood. You're in and you're there every day. It is hard to see outside of the box when you're in it. And so to have someone come in and approach you in that manner, I think you'd probably put up a little bit of a fight to start, which everyone has.
Well, you know,
Yeah.
if you're making even if you're a filmmaker, that's the point. I can speak the restaurant business because I was in it for a long time. But if you're a filmmaker, and you have, I mean, I can tell you the big name directors or producers that will give you all this free advice, and you know, you're on, but I'm going to show you because I'm going to make this original movie, this different movie, or this thing. I'm going to show you this can work, and so I mean, you can see it in that business, but you're clearly seeing it and we see it every week. And what I think of saying to you guys is talking to somebody on Kitchen Nightmares, the casting person of Kitchen Nightmares. She was saying one of the things that after all the years they've done that they're continually astounded by is the fact that they say they want the help, but they don't really want the help.
They're resistant.
So they resist and they fight and they argue and listen. I know myself, 12 years of managing Maria is arguably there's Ryan Seacrest and there's Maria. So you're talking about the very top of the hosting game. And I get people all the time say, oh, what am I doing wrong? Or some of them are celebrities and then others who are trying to break in. And I'll start telling them and nope, right off the bat, bang. Nope, this is what I have to do. No, you're wrong about this. I say, okay, whatever.
Well, because I think they take it more personal than business. And that's what the problem is, especially when like Jon goes in there, he's being more business, telling them, but it's their blood, sweat, and tears that they put into this that isn't working. Even though they know it's not working, they don't want someone to tell them it's not working.
Right. You never want to hear that.
Especially coming from him.
Right. And
the way he does it.
Yes. How about this? Okay. Is it just me, or did you notice in both episodes that he's more aggressive?
Yeah.
I mean,
abrasive,
aggressive, in your face, condescending, a little demeaning. I know those words mean the same thing, but I thought, wow, he's really over the top this
and he doesn't
season.
need to be.
Does not need to be
because
at all.
it worked last year, and I do think so. I seen both episodes. If I didn't see the second episode, which we're not going to cover tonight, if I just saw the pirate one, I'd say, okay, these people just drove him mad. They made him snap. But then when you see the second one, he's also yelling a lot too. And my fear is, and I don't know this, but my fear is watching Gordon Ramsay. Gordon has the same formula as again we were talking about during commercial, but he literally will take a scoop of food. He sits down. Oh, let me order something. What's good on the menu? He orders something. He spits it out. Almost
every episode. Every episode. It doesn't
terrible! I wouldn't give this to my dog. Blah blah blah. And then he's always yelling and yelling and yelling at people, right? And then he never and then it's like it goes from there and it ends with the hugs and the tears and everyone gets together. I just wonder if they didn't say to Jon, we really need more out of you this year, which mistake, you don't. You had a great show. You don't need it. And he's really great at what he does. He's a great host and he's really smart. You don't need it, And
absolutely not. And there's only one Gordon Ramsay. That's like everyone when something is starting to really, really work, you try to duplicate it instead of just keep what you had.
And here's the mistake. I'm going to tell you something else, and it'll probably shock you guys. My opinion. I like Jon better. And you know why? I like Gordon because I love Gordon, but I like Jon because he's teaching us about
more than Gordon Ramsay.
Yes, because he's teaching us about drinks. He's teaching us about the ambience of the bar. Notice how much more detail. This is a smaller show, you guys. This is a cable show. It's not network.
Right.
And notice the much more detail into the decor and stuff. Gordon, if you go and you look at those, and I watch it. It's my guilty pleasure. I watch it like every night, Gordon's thing, because I like to learn about business. And so I watch ones from 2007 up to 2012, and they're not doing the amount of detail that Jon puts in, even to the decorations and the money they're spending. They're not doing it on Gordon's show, which is a big network show. So don't fix it, right? Isn't that the old saying? Like, we got something good going here.
No, here's my question that I have for you, because you watch Kitchen Nightmares a lot, and I've seen it a few times, not a lot.
Great show.
It really is. And my question is, what I love about Jon, one of my favorite parts of the show all the time, is when he brings the blueprint out.
Yes.
And he shows them, this is where you can get your business. This is where, and his research, and he's gone through
and all bar owners, by the way, bartenders and bar owners have all written the show and said, thank you, because you're teaching me about my bar.
Oh, yeah.
So we're all learning. So I love it, yeah. But I do feel like he's much more aggressive now, and I think it's being produced, and don't need it.
Yeah, I think they should have left. I think they should have kept with what they were doing for a while, a few more seasons. until it was time for a change. But I think doing something just one season doesn't warrant change yet.
I agree.
Yeah, I do.
Change
I agree
after
with
3
you
or
100%.
4, maybe.
And,
but
and we need to find out. We got to do some due diligence and find out if there's security on set because he's getting so aggressive.
Something's gonna happen.
A few times I thought someone was gonna get punched out.
And he mentions in season 1 it was only when he was at the was it the Canyon bar, not bar and grill. He got changed to he changed it to the Canyon, and this baseball player, like really angry guy that was serving like foam for beer.
That was a crazy.
And that was the one he said, no, we almost fought.
Yes.
He's like, it almost got physical.
You could feel.
So it was only once.
You could feel it through the TV.
But now it's like both weeks. It's like I can't see somebody not stepping up and saying, let's fight. So I wonder if there's security there. I feel like there has to be. Right?
Yeah. And like an episode like this and dealing with these people, even though I felt for the people at the Pitatz Tavern, still I was afraid one of them might have like gone after him.
It's okay. Well, let's talk about these people.
Yeah.
So we
these people.
Okay.
The pirates.
Well, you're saying these people, so it's like let's explain who these people are. And they are, I swear to you, I was sending Dorinda an email yesterday, and these people are really pirates, Dorinda. They are really pirates.
Are anyone here familiar with pirate culture? Anybody?
I can't say that.
So Phil, you know Phil Val Damberchet, right? You know Val.
Yeah, he's in our movie Serial Buddies.
He's a costume designer in Hollywood. Okay, but he's got this very eccentric mustache and the way his beard is, and it turns out he is a pirate. On weekends that's what they do. They all hang out together. There's pirate bars. There's a whole pirate culture.
Okay.
And there's a whole philosophy, and they do the Renaissance fairs and all that stuff. But it's almost like vampire culture. There's certain people that hang out at bar, the goth clubs, and they drink blood and the whole thing. Well, there's the same thing with the pirate culture. And unfortunately, there's just such a minuscule pirate culture probably in that.
Especially
I'm going to cut you off. She said, we have 200 people on Facebook that are part of our pirate culture, and to that, John said, I don't do business for just 200 people.
Right.
So.
Right.
Well, and you got in a little bit when we do have when Tracey does call in, we will get a chance to talk to her. She is going to explain a little bit. She was trying to create this culture. I just think it's at the wrong place.
It is, and he said that.
Oh yeah.
But he said that.
But she is trying to create this escape, this place where people, it's not corporate, and they can escape and just be whatever, whoever they want to be.
And so,
which also means not making any money and serving customers.
But when you're dealt that deck, you're dealt that deck of cards, and you don't have a choice to say, let's move it somewhere like maybe a suburb, or I don't know, maybe there'd be some area, and you're stuck there. And to me, having been in that business, I was licking my chops at the fact that you are around all these corporations and all these, definitely you could do great lunches and this.
Oh,
it didn't fit.
Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday happy hours would be crazy.
It didn't fit.
It didn't fit. And here's the thing: if you really wanted your pirate culture that bad, have theme nights like every Wednesday, pirate night, or
like you're right. Like and to your point, Mondays and Tuesdays in the bar business are great for those theme nights. That's when they do like coffee house readings or things like that because they know you're dead.
Corporate.
You're dead those nights, so you need these themes to kind of attract. So definitely like Monday or Tuesday, and maybe like as a, for me, and when I'm teaching and coaching and doing stuff in the business, I try to find things to get through to people. And like I feel like if he had said, okay, I get the whole pirate thing, let's give you this little, let's have Monday night be this, maybe there's something we can put in the logo. I don't know that just as a little, but I get bit from straight pure business. He did the right thing, but at the same time, you got to know your players as a coach, and the psychology of this lady and her people. And
I don't feel there was enough time to learn or understand what was going on at that bar.
Well, I think
you went in, no emotions, business mindset, bottom line, how we're going to make money on this bar. Let's get the demographics of the area, figure out.
And you got to, what do they always say? You got to fix people, right? That's the whole thing.
Yeah, and her quote was, "It's the ultimate adult fantasy," and that's what she was doing. She was living out her fantasy.
Yeah,
and she was happy doing that.
And so were the people that worked there.
But no one else. No one else wanted to.
No, and it didn't seem to matter though that she was going in debt.
I mean, $900,000
at all.
And again, a lot of people that are hell bent on their things, it's like you just got to get out of their way and don't get sucked in yourself because they're all going to go down together. They're a pirate ship.
And literally.
Yeah.
So why don't we talk about the crew, the people, the team that he brought in? So there's
Can I
the
ask
crew.
one,
So
Kim,
everybody
can I ask
knows
one
the
more
crew.
thing about
Yes.
pirate culture? That's going to speak loudly to you guys. Is Val had said this to me, Phil, about pirates. He's, one time we were leaving. It was a Cinevegas Film Festival, and we lost someone from. Our film was playing at the festival, and we lost one of the stars. And I said, "Oh, well, we got to wait and get him." He goes, "Oh no. I go, we're pirates. We stick together, right?" He goes, "Oh no. Pirates first rules. Every man for himself." And that's where he's like, I got to get these guys to work together, remember?
Right.
Is that interesting?
Yeah, because they mentioned that tonight, too. Everyone works as every man for themselves, so they weren't working together.
Arr. Sorry,
what a mess.
Go ahead.
Oh, my gosh. Okay, so every episode, Mr. Taffer brings in a team of specialists, and they change. They change from every episode. There's a mixologist. There's a chef.
Right.
And there's a specialty / service person.
Hospitality.
Hospitality.
And not always do we have the service person, but he felt he needed it because these guys were.
Yes.
Yeah.
And again, it's like I feel like the three of them came in to do what they would normally do, which would, I mean, it would normally work. It did work in season 1, it seemed, on every episode.
Yeah.
But I think the reason there was so much controversy with this episode is because they were not willing to conform, and you weren't going into your normal standard bar. This was a culture.
It was a club. It was like a club.
Yeah.
And I don't mean like a nightclub. I mean like
a pirates club.
Right.
Oh yeah.
You know. And so, what did you think of the specialists?
I mean, I liked it. There was like certain things. All right, so I felt for One-Eyed Mike a lot.
Oh,
so I
my heart broke for
when
him.
Jessie Barnes, the hospitality specialist that came in, she was great, loved her, and at the end I liked her even more. But when Mike would go up to the table and she's like, "Stop speaking like a pirate," and I think I looked at you, I'm like, he has a nice speaking voice.
He does.
Like,
I don't think he was speaking like a
think
pirate.
That's
Isn't that how he
felt
talked?
comfortable.
That's just him.
That's how he felt comfortable, and that was one of the things.
Well, remember the one note she did say. She did after the picking on him. She said, you're asking me what brings you here tonight. You just come in and ask for my order.
Yeah.
Instead of the small talk. And you can see where the small talk wouldn't work if they ever did get busy, like a happy hour. That's why he was lost.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
But Jon give Jon credit. He recognized that he had heart and he had a great personality. And if that could be molded, he'd be great. And the poor guy wanted to try.
That was nice to see.
Yeah.
Yeah, he really did. He, out of all of them, I felt was the one who was like, all right, I want to do this, to make this place, because he loved the place.
Well, girl, they were the only ones they featured. Archer left.
Right, but here's
Archer jumped ship.
But here's why I really like One-Eyed Mike, because seeing people in that pirate culture, Val and a couple of his friends, the fact that took a lot for him. He said, this is the only place I ever fit. I finally found a job that would pay me to do my passion, which is what I love. And he basically took off his costume and he really tried, the glasses and the ponytail. Like, I give him so much credit.
Yeah.
He fit in fine.
And he tried, yeah.
And he was great. He
I
put
think
on
he
a
did well,
suit
yeah.
towards the end, going to the corporate offices. He had a suit on.
He had the baggy suit. Like,
it was sweet.
It was very
endearing.
sweet.
It was
and
so
very
endearing.
I'm just, I want to turn real quick to Phil. I want to know if on some of the feeds, did anyone say anything about the whole pirate culture? Was there talk about, how they dressed, how they treated other people?
I've been quiet over here keeping an eye on the feed. So I have to say, there hasn't been a whole lot of people talking about the pirate aspect. I think people are freaked out in general. But people love this episode. So Brian McFadden says, the only reality show I watch is this show. He said, I love tonight's episode. Steve Elton Yates says, best reality show on TV, a pirate bar. Really?
Agreed.
Yeah.
And so one exception, everyone, it seems to be everyone loves except for one. Greg O'Brien says, Bar Rescue was a fun show, but it's so over the top now that I can't watch it. Music and editing are so over the top, and the constant yelling is numbing. So that's what people are saying.
Well, we kind of all agreed on that a little bit. They obviously changed the structure a little bit, in that regard.
Yeah, I agree on it, but it's still one of the best shows. I love watching that show.
Great. No, it's so great, and we can't wait to talk about next week because, it seems like to me we bounce back. He's yelling, but it's like we bounce back. We have progress.
That'll be fantastic.
This was zero progress.
Okay, you guys, I have to go into the kitchen. It's a mess.
Well, wait, back up on the bar.
Oh,
We haven't
yeah.
even gone over like all of you guys.
Oh, wait,
all that
there's
sugar and
I know
rum.
there's so much.
Did you see the pour?
Yes.
Who here's tended bar?
I have
I
for
have.
16 years.
Okay, so
Yes.
please tell us. Talk to us.
I have no idea
Dorinda.
what half of those mixes
Well,
are.
You were watching me, and I could not stop laughing. Excuse me, sorry about that. And everything, even the way she poured the grog.
What was that?
Never ending.
Never. It was like.
It's not done. It's not done.
And I thought it was done. I was like, okay. And then they put the blue carousel on, and I got my stomach started to turn because I was like, that would just make me sick. 2 sips of that would make me sick. Because I'm just gonna knock off my headphones and hey, how you doing? But the thing about when you're making a drink, you want to have everything just right and perfect because you want it to be able to have your sweet. You have to have the sour if you're having citrus, and a little bit of sugar. And that was just all. And as there they are. They're making the grog.
This is the grog, you guys. This is Pirate Tavern's signature drink.
For you guys watching us on video, we have it up on the screen here, and she's making the grog.
And she look at it like
she's pouring.
I
was waiting for it to spill over. Did you see how much? There's not a lot of room left up at the top.
No. And I'll tell you, you know what? For being a fan of the show, one of the better mixologists I feel like is this girl here,
Elaine Duke, right?
Who's in both. She got a commercial campaign with Jon Taffer for Smirnoff. So, but I think she was.
Ew.
Yeah, we're going over to.
Now we're into the kitchen.
Anyway, but the bar,
The bar, and even the way the bar looked, it looked so dirty.
It's a pirate ship.
It's a pirate ship.
It's a pirate ship, but still, you can make it look.
You didn't like the bar wenches?
You mean? Well, you got to make money.
Right.
You got to make money. The place isn't that busy, so if you're gonna have, you got to use your money makers. So I can't be mad at them for that.
Right.
No.
Because I've done that before, but just make a good drink because. People will come back for the moneymakers in the drink, but they won't come back for just the moneymakers.
Right. Well, no, not that. No. But you guys, did any of you feel that these guys really were not bartenders?
Well, we know the cook wasn't a cook, so what about the bartenders, right?
We know Chuchuano. Juiciano.
Juiciano.
I knew that was going to happen.
They were not
Juiciano.
bartenders by the way they poured the drink. Because I would, if you're going to pour a drink and you're going to have a long pour like they had, you would just pour. You wouldn't go like this constantly. I just feel that. Yeah, no. I could not stop laughing. Everything about it. I just kept looking at it, and that was like their drink. They didn't really make anything else until Elaine came in, and they had the hottie and
the West End
and she showed them and she explained to them also about how to make the perfect drink.
Right.
And when they did the soft opening, when they were doing, Elaine then told them how to work.
Right.
When the push came to shove, because it is true when they were so busy, when you're taking a drink order, first of all, you don't just take one drink order if you're really busy and just do that and then go back. You take 4 or 5 and then most of the time there's a few drinks that are the same and you just do it and you just get it to them.
She was the one who said we have to start working together.
Yeah, exactly. And when they did start doing that, they got so much out so much quicker and the drinks were better.
Guys, what I bought, Phil, where do you think that I bought my margarita machine, you guys?
Oh, I know where, but you got to tell us.
It was called. It's called the Margaritaville.
Jimmy Buffett.
And that's called Margaritaville, and it's amazing, and it's huge, and I can make up to 8 margaritas all at once. But guess what? I legit bought it on Amazon.com.
There you go.
But I went to AfterBuzzTV.com at first. I saw the banner up on the left of our website. I clicked on it. That took me to Amazon, and I bought it. And it was no extra cost to me.
Well, not a lot of extra time either.
No.
It doesn't take much time, and it allows us to get a little bit of a kickback, which helps all of this be provided for you guys.
And
on iTunes.
And the cool thing is, I got a Margaritaville machine out of it.
And you got a Margaritaville,
which was awesome.
machine, which we should have here tonight. Actually,
by the way, Phil, we have that second one. We can bring the 5 one that mixes 5 in 1. We'll bring one next week. We'll surprise
you. That would be fantastic.
Really?
We have one of our hosts, Jenna Bush. She does drunk Amazon purchase of the week. So you know what? We got to start this more. Like, tweet us at AfterBuzz TV what you purchased, drunk or sober. It doesn't have to be drunk.
There you go.
You know, through
like
AfterBuzzTV.com, of course.
Yes,
okay,
gotta go to AfterBuzz.
Can we talk about
AfterBuzz
Giuliano?
TV
What was his name in the kitchen?
Giuliano.
Giuliano.
So the kitchen.
I thought it was Luciano.
No, Giuliano.
So it's Giuliano.
It's one of them.
All right, so
But
guys,
we all know who it is.
his dish wasn't so good, right?
Oh,
Did
the
you see him
habanero
make it?
dish?
Oh my! And then he said, I mean, Chef Capone, Chef
Capone.
Chef Capone. He tried the food, and Giuliano was like, "What do I have to try it for? It looks good." And then he tried it, and it was horrible.
He spit out his own
He spit
food.
it out,
Good,
and
way
he's
to
like,
say it.
"Oh, I don't think it's really that good." That's what I mean. The bartenders really weren't bartenders, and the chef. Oh my gosh.
But at least
The
the
chef really
bartender
wasn't a chef.
improvised. Like, at least she improvised. I mean, you could tell by her form that she wasn't. It was kind of
Yeah.
like, looked more like a weapon in her hand. But
Yeah.
he was not good at faking it. He couldn't even eat his own.
But he was
No.
also arrogant. He didn't want to fake
Now
it.
that was a
no.
there was a lot of hostility there. There was no room for learning or hearing any constructive criticism at all. And you have a top chef that's being brought into your kitchen. I mean, that's like an honor. Let me learn.
Oh, I mean, all of them that were brought in, like Lane
Absolutely.
Duke, Liberta
Absolutely.
Den. I mean, him, and he was great because he knows how to run a kitchen.
Crazy.
Right.
Like, how do you not? Just knowing that, okay, I'm gonna get a ton of publicity out of this. We're gonna get a lot of local publicity. We're gonna be seen nationally, and coming out of it from seeing past seasons, I'm gonna get a ton of free equipment. Right, I'm gonna get I'm gonna get stainless steel stuff out the wazoo, and I'm gonna always get some funky machines and fun stuff, whether it's a jukebox or a self-serving beer tap. Yeah, and how do you not just go? Let me just bite the tongue and hang in. You know,
And this is gonna get me out of $900,000 in debt.
but sometimes the whole thing is we all know about human nature. Some of us just don't care.
Yeah,
We
exactly.
No, but I wonder how much, honestly. I mean, they didn't really show him too much. I mean, they bleeped out a lot of his words. He wasn't willing to help out in the kitchen at all. He didn't want to be told what to do. He didn't want to be a runner. I wonder, after watching the episode, how much responsibility he held in that bar not succeeding. I mean, I know...
maybe they sussed out the fact that he, like you guys saying, that he couldn't cook and said, let's just make you a runner. And then that would just be a complete insult to somebody. And that's maybe
It was. I felt it was insulting.
Oh,
but
that was a definite slap in the face by saying that. If
and Taffer was like, that would be a great idea. That'd be great.
Oh, yeah, he loved it. He loved it.
He was given that one on a platter.
We should just really quickly do iTunes because I can't wait to talk to Tracey.
I know.
But in the meantime, if you guys love Bar Rescue as much as we do, please go to iTunes, check us out, but rate and comment on our show. Any questions or comments, anything like that, it helps us. We'll give you call-outs, and it helps us make better show. Yeah.
Good,
explain
bad,
what we do anyway.
Tell a friend.
I mean,
and they do help so much.
Absolutely.
Well, take one moment, just because this is the first episode. So if people randomly found this episode, what do we do? How do they find us? Where can they, what do they do?
What's that, to find us?
All right, I'll explain.
Yeah, come on, Phil.
All right.
Phil, the last thing we have is time. I'm trying to rush through.
I know. We're limited on time, but I will say this: if you found us, whatever way you found us, there we have an iTunes podcast, which is of course free, so you can download that on your phone, your iPad, your computer, whatever you want. It's on iTunes, right? So there's that. We're also on YouTube, so you can check us out on YouTube for the video version. And of course, if you want to watch live, we're here Mondays at 7 p.m. Pacific time, so check that out. So there's 3 ways to watch us, and of course, what's the other thing that they got to do in terms of they got to rate and comment, but
tell a friend.
Tell a friend.
There you go.
All. Just tell a friend about us. That's it. Tell a pirate.
All these things are free.
Because they're a culture, so if one knows, there'll be another that will know.
Right. Yeah, no, we do. Yes, guys, like Kim had said, we all do this for free, and we all work really hard, and we don't ask for much back. But if you could do that, it really, really helps. And plus, you know what? I love Bar Rescue so much that this actually helps Bar Rescue, and I adore this show. And
I agree.
I'm so happy that we're here doing it, and it's great. I do feel I like it better than Kitchen Nightmares. I feel like it's a more evolved version.
I agree.
Oh yeah, I found it about 6 months ago. They were doing a marathon, and I did not leave my house.
You got sucked in, right?
You were. I was like, have you caught up on the Bar Rescue? I've watched every single episode. One day.
And I did not leave my
Okay,
house.
you guys, what are the chances? We'll talk to Tracey. You guys,
Okay.
who here thinks Archer's back working at the place?
I do now.
Majority,
of course.
majority rules of hands.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. We knew he was going to be back. But I have to say, again, Jon was tough on him and yelling, but I did see the arms folded. I did not see that as somebody that did want to learn or was open to
but
the process.
if you look at season 1 and all the episodes as well, it's like arms were folded. They were all resistant. He had to break them down
But there
a
was
bit.
the extreme people. No, but remember the one, was it Champs in Burbank? I loved it. He threw the girl, because I've had plenty of them that I've dealt with in my life. And he was like, just get out, because she had all the answers, snip and back. Just get out of here.
And those owners, they
so
did.
He does. So
have
he was the guy, but I could see from the body language, that he was like, no, I'm not gonna.
Okay.
We're looking at him.
And
now.
then saying, this is the scene. Oh, we're just perfect timing on it all tonight.
But we all were sensitive to the crack about you dressing like an 8-year-old or a 6-year-old.
Yeah, you're dressing like a 6-year-old. Or
And
you're
that
acting. The things he said did not need to be said.
But it made good TV, and we're talking about it.
It
so.
did. Yes.
True that.
Yeah. Good point.
It did. Which.
But I don't want I don't want Jon vilified. He doesn't need to be.
No, I agree.
He's doing something good, and I've seen him be sensitive with people.
And you know what? He's got the years, the knowledge, the
Man,
success to back it all up.
Right.
And like you said, in this show, it breaks down so much. Like if you do compare it to Kitchen Nightmares, there's so many more dynamics in this show.
Right.
And there's so many more visuals for the bar owner to really grasp and get why this would work. And you know what? Tracey they didn't even last a week.
No.
I think I think we need to get her on the phone. I really want to show the video where they were burning down. It didn't last a week, as I said. They burned down that they burned
sign.
down the cross.
They burned it in effigy.
So we're going to talk to Tracey.
Wow.
Also, we want to report, Phil, that on our Facebook page, we're going to actually have some videos that Tracey and her people made that we're going to load up with the piñata they made for Jon Taffer.
Oh, you guys.
The effigies, all the craziness. But listen, before we get there, guys, can we talk about the renovations?
Yes, absolutely.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So
absolutely.
I thought phenomenal job
Yep.
on the renovations, and more. Maybe there's more money now this season, but much more involved in the renovation. I mean, to take up, again, contracting background, to take up a floor is not easy. To put down a floor, and they did a lot of work there.
To put in a filtration system in every table in the front for the beer tap.
The beer.
That is hard to do.
Pretty amazing, right?
Yeah, because you have to put all that in the you have to put all the piping under the flooring and everything like that. So
it was $160,000 in renovations.
Wow. And who here wouldn't be excited if you were in the 9-to-5 world? I think after for lunch there it would be great, and especially the backyard. The back area looked great for
they weren't even using the patio before. It was not even being utilized.
So how fun would it be, like even at AFTERBUZZ, like if all of us could go on a Wednesday night, Thursday night, Friday night, just have a few drinks? Like, wasn't that great?
But I loved it, and I loved the fireplace in the middle where it had the steel over it. It looked so amazing. I'd go into that place.
And maybe a pyro theme one night of the week.
Yes.
But not every
Monday
night.
night pyro night.
Monday night. There we go.
You guys, coming from her point of view, and she spent so much time. Granted, she was losing money. She spent so much time trying to create this culture, this fantasy world. To have it go, I mean, it's completely
we can do that
the
on
opposite direction.
It is, and again, if I were the one coaching her, I'd say, listen.
I think she needed to be handheld through.
We can do it on Monday night, and also like on the weekends we can do stuff. And you know what? Let's do good at this bar, and guess what? We can maybe open something else. We can find something else, but the two aren't mixing. And and then you have to guess. I guess I would say to her, do you want to just go down with the ship? Is because sometimes that makes people happy.
And I think she would have said yes.
I'll be out of business in 2 or 3 years, and that's it. And eventually get the parents' house and maybe mortgage that toward the thing. And sometimes people are happy that way.
Yeah, and I think I made the comment when we saw what it was renamed to, corporate.
Yeah.
And I even said
corporate bar and grill, and it looked very corporate. It was just
and I could see when someone said, "What the bleep?" It's not what they thought it would be. I thought they thought he would come in and fix it.
And the name was a little boring, right?
Yeah, boring, and
definitely.
Right?
There wasn't
the decor and all that was fine, but corporate that wasn't so good.
There wasn't a lot. I mean, that would have been a huge. I would have turned around and went, "Holy bleep as well.
Like even if it was I don't know, like corporation or INC or just something like, you know, they're not saying to do those, but it was just
you guys,
like
it looked like a Google
corporate
image.
bar. It was like
I could have Googled corporate logos.
The difference,
silhouettes.
The difference was too drastic. I mean, I do this for a living. I brand restaurants. I brand people, all kinds of things. So even for me, I was excited to see the reveal, but it was just too different. I didn't even see the connect from what it was before to what it was now.
Well, he basically was admitting that. I'm throwing that out. We have to do something that works with this area. But for me, to your point about the branding, was I don't feel the name corporate bar is such a cool name.
No.
There's other things you could do
interesting
to grasp the essence of corporation office. Come on, if the four of us really spent the next 20 minutes, I know could come up with something better than corporate bar and grill.
Absolutely.
Like something, like I said, just, you know, more hip than that.
Their shock was warranted. All of them. All of them.
Well, just for the name, but, you know, like I said, when you went inside, it was
everything else, because even she said when they walked in, she goes, well, this is making me feel better. This is
then she got better. And
everybody was on board, you guys.
Right.
Everybody was on board.
And then as the night went on, give me a vat of grog, like, you know, then it was like she had
changed, and then Giussiano takes off his coat in front of the customers.
And said he was going to wipe his butt.
Yeah.
With the coat in front of the customers.
He should have been banned from the restaurant at that point. He should have just locked the door and kept him outside.
Yeah.
But I think I wish Tracey would have seen. I wish a little bit of emotion would have been taken out of it. And I wish she would have seen how this is her group. I mean, you know, she created this fantasy world for them. But now look at this other
These
new
misfits
world.
rose up. Yeah.
Yes, and they're bonding. They're working together for the first time ever. And they're making money.
In a real world, in a real environment.
Wow.
Yeah.
And they talked about it, too, when they opened again. How everything was running so smooth and how everybody was getting along. And,
Can you imagine how exciting that would be if you were $900,000 in debt? You're making money finally after how many years?
Yeah, I think she got so stuck on, this is too drastic. It's too much of a change. It's way too much. You know, I did something the other day, and it's I got so wrapped up in it, and the gentleman I was talking to was like, "Take the emotion out, Kimlai, right now," and it was like, "Yeah, you totally see the bottom line."
Yeah, and
you see it in filmmaking a lot, right, Phil?
Yeah.
I mean, Phil
but you do get
see
wrapped up
because you're passionate. This is my baby. This is my story.
Take the emotion out.
Business is business.
Right.
It is about the bottom line if you want to succeed, honestly.
Well, you know what? We're getting off the topic. Yeah. Woody Allen, of all people that you would think, right, is the most artistic and snooty, and you would think totally walks to his own beat, right? You would think he looks down on everybody, and it's his way's the highway, and he watches all his rough cuts with audiences, and he's taking copious notes on their reactions. Are they laughing here? Are they not laughing here? Do they get this? Do they get that? I sat in one with Sylvester Stallone, same thing as a director, but maybe you wouldn't respect Stallone like you would Woody Allen. But Woody Allen, and that's why he's so successful, because he's basing it on what people want and people see, not on his ego. Because he says, God, I would make every movie 3.5 hours, like a European film. But I know in America, it's especially a comedy, got to be 90 on the nose. So. And
to bring it back to the show, I mean, I tell people this all the time. It's not necessarily about you. It's about the person. It's about the customer, the client, whoever it is you're targeting. It's not about the pirates in this case.
No.
It's about the corporate people eating lunch.
And I know. I
you won't convert them to pirates.
We need to get her on the phone.
Please do it.
Let's get Tracey on the phone. She's sitting there patiently waiting with a glass of what is it?
Grog.
I want to call it glug. I got Tamara Berg in my head. Her grog.
All right, whatever. I'm gonna play the Pirate's Revenge while I get her on the phone.
Oh boy.
So.
All right. Oh, you guys really got to listen to the lyrics of this.
What is this, you guys? What are we introducing, guys?
This is the burning of the corporate logo. They burned it.
Wow.
Lit
and
it on
this is a
fire.
song playing while they're burning it.
One-Eyed Mike singing?
I never watched the show. I had no way to know what a bastard you could be.
Listen to
Unbridled arrogance with nothing in your pants. Perfect for reality TV.
Oh, I bet you it is.
All right, we have Tracey on the line.
Tracey!
Hello.
Hi, lady. How was your day?
My day was awesome.
Did you recoup from
Here's the beach.
Did you recoup from last night? You guys tell us about the live event that you guys did last night in lieu of the episode on Bar Rescue.
We had a great party. It was awesome. We had tons of people there supporting us, laughing with us, watching the show, partying afterwards. It was awesome.
Well, I want you to know that, first, thank you so much for sending those video clips over today. We're going to feature those on our AfterBuzz Facebook page, so people can go on there and see what a great time you guys had last night with the Jon Taffer piñatas and the axes and the fire and everything else that you guys burned down last night that had anything to do with the changes that were made. So, Tracey, I want to ask you a question. I want to know if you felt, I mean, we've been talking about it for a few minutes now, during most of this after show, a few minutes here. Do you feel that the pirate theme, what you were trying to do, was compromised by calling Bar Rescue and having them come in and analyze your business?
Well, obviously the theme was compromised to quite an extent. They changed the theme completely. It was a bogus idea, corporate bar and grill. They took one theme and made it into another really, really bad theme. It was definitely, we were compromised, but we've come back out of it. We survived a bad idea.
You've come back as you went back to the Pitatz Tavern, right?
Oh yeah.
Okay, and so with Pirates, have you used any of the knowledge and equipment and stuff from Jon to incorporate into the Pirates theme, and if so, has that helped?
I can't say we really got anything out of it that helped us. I mean, we got a few items. We were really looking more for guidance and information.
Okay.
We weren't really looking for equipment or anything like that. We didn't get what we were looking for. We didn't get what we needed, and so we turned the tables around and we went out and we did what we had hoped they would do for us, for ourselves, and we're doing great.
What did you end up doing, Tracey?
We ended up taking our theme to the next level, as I like to put it, a little more of a grown-up Pirates visual. We ended up putting a bar up in the front, creating a presence in the front that we needed to do.
Okay.
And we had no choice but to redo the whole thing because we had nothing left. And we're very happy with the end result. And it's worked really well for us up until, today, which is, I can't complain. Last night was awesome. It was a great party. It was a great show of support from both, existing clients and new clients. We had a lot of new people coming in showing their support for us and enjoying the drinks and the food.
Tracey, when did Jon Taffer leave? How long ago was this all done?
You broke up a little bit there.
When did Jon finish? When did Bar Rescue, the show, leave your bar? How long ago, time-wise?
It was toward the end of February that the filming ended.
So about March on, you have been operating back as Pirates since March?
Oh, absolutely. We operated as a corporate bar and grill, barring the grand opening that was during the filming for exactly 1 day.
Wow.
And that was on a Friday, and the preceding Saturday we were Pitatz Taven again. And had already made our decision to switch back.
Tracey, I'm just wondering, why didn't you give it a little more time, since it seemed like it was working and the staff really seemed on board with the new concept?
I can't say that there really was a concept. The execution was so poorly done that we really didn't have any material to work with. And therefore, we were given a choice to completely redo everything ourselves as either the corporate bar and grill, which I find an absolutely ludicrous theme, in spite of the enormous criticism we get about the Pirates theme. Corporate bar and grill is even more ludicrous. I mean, let's be honest. If you get out of work, you've been wearing a suit and tie all day, do you really want to sit down at a high-top stool with no back on your chair and have a desk blotter as a placemat? it just didn't seem the right way to go for me at all. So we went back to what we know how to do, and we improved upon it in the way that I had hoped that they were going to help us do.
And are you making money now? Because I mean, it's obvious that you guys were in debt. That's why you went on the show. So please tell us that there's been success in the past 5 months.
We're doing great.
That's great to hear.
There has definitely been success.
And is Archer back to work with you?
I'm sorry?
Is Archer back working with you?
Well, Archer never left working with me.
Okay.
Just because a talking head comes in and fires somebody doesn't mean that the bosses, my husband and I, took that at face value.
Right.
Well, all we saw, he left and he didn't come back. So that's why we just wanted to check in. We kind of got attached a little bit to some of the pirates.
We love One-Eyed Mike. What a great guy he is, and a great spirit.
All the characters that you've learned to love are still there, and we've hired several new ones since.
Wow. And what's your busiest night?
I would say weekends, as in most bars, are definitely our busiest nights, Friday and Saturday. It fluctuates this time of year, and because of the type of area that we're in, it fluctuates as well.
And are the majority of people that come in now, are they dressed in pirate gear, or are they just lovers of the theme?
They are not dressed in pirate gear, nor have they ever always been dressed in pirate gear. We have a eclectic core of regulars whom I love, respect, and I would never want them to not be there, who like to dress as pirates just like we do. But the bar is open to anybody who wants to come in and show off their inner geek or gawk at the geeks. We have great food, great beer, great ambiance. People come in, they make friends, they come back, and that's what we're about. We're trying to create an environment where people feel welcome and have a good time.
Tracey, I have to ask, it's Kimlai. Who's cooking in the kitchen?
Who's cooking in the kitchen? Currently, the same people are cooking in the kitchen that were, minus Jason, who decided he wanted to go back to corporate chain and learn a little bit more. He had been hired before Bar Rescue had started filming, and it was a little bit too much for him at the time. We're hoping that he's going to gain a little more corporate experience and maybe come back on board once we have hired a more experienced chef, which we're in the process of interviewing now.
What, do you have something, Phil?
Yeah, I have a question here on Twitter from Jessica Espinoza. Tracey, she wants to know, are you happy you did this, all of this? Are you happy you were involved with this?
It's a double-edged sword. I had a lot of respect for Jon Taffer, his company, and Bar Rescue based on what I'd seen from previous shows and my own research. I really expected this to be an enormous benefit for us, whether they made us into a sports bar or whatever they did. I thought that we would come away with, a lot of really good advice and good training and whatnot. Unfortunately, that was not the case. And if you had asked me this question several months back when I was in the throes of painting and varnishing and trying to clean things up and only being able to open on weekends, I would have said that it was a terrible decision. But at this point, I'm really happy with where we are. I'm thrilled with the community support that this has generated. And I have to say, business is great.
And also, you got to remember, this is you just got a half hour on one of Spike's top-rated shows. I mean, to pay for that kind of advertisement for yourself and your bar would be a fortune. So, it's great that you've got it where you want to be, but you just got all this major national and eventually international publicity.
I'm not sure how that's going to go as far as publicity.
Tracey, it's working. Tracy, listen,
we're
talking about you right now. We're talking about you right now. Really? It's working.
Exactly. And it's all good from where I stand.
Yes.
We got a lot of crazies out there. We got a lot of phone calls last night People have a lot of angry words for us that have never set foot in the tavern. I guess just based on the show, I'm not sure how that will pan out, but I guess it's like everything else. We take it one step at a time, and we learn as we go.
Yes, and we'll let people come up with their opinions when they see these videos on our AfterBuzz TV Facebook fan page.
And Tracey,
that's awesome.
But Tracey,
appreciate it.
Tracey, can I ask you what your opinion was? So we know what's up with some of your feelings. What did you think of the chef and the mixologist? Were they credible? Were they talented?
I'm sorry, you broke up again. I'm sorry.
The experts, the mixologist and the chef. Do you feel as though they were talented people?
The experts. I have mixed feelings about that. We got great people. Everybody we worked with on the set, the producers, the experts, everyone were really great people. We made some friends there. As far as actually getting any kind of productive help, no, I would say we really didn't. But no disrespect to the experts themselves. I'm sure maybe in another situation with someone else leading the team, that might have been different.
Gotcha. And what did you think about Jon? Do you feel like it was too much yelling and screaming? Like do you feel like he was putting on an act?
Really know I'm not sure really what to think of Jon. Like I said, I had expected something different. I expected someone who had a lot more professional integrity. I expected someone who would see things a little bit more clearly and a little bit more in terms of the reality of what was going on instead of making a TV show. I'm not sure if maybe, he had some horrible incident as a child like some people have with clowns and are scared for the rest of their lives. Maybe he just doesn't like pirates. I'm not really sure what happened there, but we definitely got the short end of the stick. No question about that. When's the last time you heard from anyone from Bar Rescue the show? I had a friend who did Top Chef, and she stayed in touch with them for a while. She was kicked off the show in the first two weeks, and she stayed in touch with them for. Have you heard from anyone from the show, from Spike or Bar Rescue? I'm not sure what your question is.
Have you heard from anybody? Has anyone been in touch with you from Bar Rescue?
As far as follow-up, absolutely not.
Nothing.
Absolutely not. We have not heard from a single person since they left 3 days after the filming, or the last of them left.
Wow.
There's been absolutely no follow-up, to the best of my knowledge, but, one never knows.
Right.
If there's been hidden cameras placed in there again or somebody walking around, I really don't know.
Yeah, so that leads us to believe that the epilogue that they do is just literally based on 3 days afterwards. Right? I mean, that's...
to the best of my knowledge, I don't know. Nobody has followed up with me.
Gotcha. Well.
That's...
Sorry. That's all I have for you. No one has spoken to me since the show was filmed.
It's interesting because today, I don't know if you know about this, Tracey, we talked about this earlier. Jon Taffer did an interview with Huffington Post today reacting to last night's episode. And he said to the Huffington Post today, I think it defies logic regarding switching back to the old theme. He says, whether one likes the aesthetic or concept I created, there are certain logical, indisputable points that one can't argue with. Tracey, I'd love to know your thoughts on his comments today.
As far as the statistics and the information that were presented, I'm not sure where they got. I mean, I know that their research, I'm sure, is founded on their research, and I'm honestly not sure. Again, what you want, what your question is there.
Sure, just looking for a reaction. He gave an interview to Huffington Post today because a lot of people are wondering, what his thoughts were. That I think it's the first time it's happened where, he went in and changed a bar and they switched back
so quickly.
Right.
Yeah, some of them have switched names back, but the fact that you really just threw it all out in a few days, I think it caused quite a stir. But by the way, you made good television because for them to make you the premiere episode means a lot. That's generally one of the stronger episodes of a series is the first one. So congratulations on that, Tracey.
Yeah, to push a season.
Yeah.
So you could get that as the first episode.
I'm definitely having a hard time hearing you guys. I'm hearing you all at the same time.
I'm sorry.
Oh, okay. Well, Tracey, listen, thank you so much for the footage and the pictures, and thank you for calling in. It was such a pleasure to talk to you, and we definitely wish you the best of luck over at Pitatz Taven.
Thank you all for your support, and hopefully someday you'll make it down to downtown Silver Spring.
Love it.
Arrgh.
Arrgh.
Have a good night. Bye-bye. Okay, I'm so glad we called her.
Yes.
See?
That was fun.
Oh, isn't that sweet?
That was amazing.
And she was really articulate, and she wasn't going after anybody, and I really loved the way she handled herself.
But I do think, like earlier we were talking about, sometimes people you can't. There's a serious butting of the heads.
But man, she made sense though.
Yep.
Yeah, she made
right.
sense.
You kind of at least see her side. And I wonder though, guys. I wonder, do you really believe that they're making more money now?
I don't.
No.
She didn't give any numbers, so I need to see the numbers.
I don't think she's going to say either. I mean, if you just did this episode, there was so much controversy. You're not going to.
You got to wear the brave face.
Yeah, absolutely.
You got to wear a brave face.
Listen, you guys. Everyone out there watching, everybody listening, we're going to be back next Monday for another AfterBuzz TV recap of Bar Rescue. So make sure to tune in Monday night, 7 p.m. You can catch us on YouTube, live streamed by Akamai Technologies.
Yes.
And you can also download us on iTunes. Dorinda, Twitter.
My Twitter handle is Lula Cherry Films.
Lula Cherry Films.
Is that awesome?
I'm retired. I'm out of it.
Retired. Social media expert, Phil.
Yes, mine is at Phil Pallen.
Excellent. You can follow me at Kimlai Yingling. Thank you so much for tuning in with us tonight for Season 2, Episode 1 of Bar Rescue.
From Bing.com, executive producers Maria Menounos, Keven Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz ya later!
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.